just got back from taking Noah to school, and this is what I found. What have you done with yourself? What have you done with yourself? Oh my gosh. What were you doing? I don't want to pet you like that. Come here, I'll find a little note piece of your nose that... No, don't bite. Just let me touch you. Just let me pet you. Sit. 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 That's not sitting. So what made you this dirty? Huh? Let's go see. Let's go see. I mean, this over here, that's not muddy, so I don't think that's it. She's been working on a cave the last few days, so I'm thinking that's gonna be it. Don't talk back to me. Take a look at this. I don't know if you can tell how deep that is. I could totally get in there. Me and Noah both could possibly get in there. Any new spots you've been digging? You're very outspoken this morning. Ow! You're very outspoken this morning. I saw her down here when I took Noah to school. Oh! More holes. She's been increasingly destructive lately. When she was in heat, and then right after that, all of a sudden she became a new dog. And that lasted for about 3 months. But now she's back to chewing things up and digging, and I don't know if these are the teenage years. I don't know. Morning, Daisy. Morning. Good girl. So today I think I'm going to tie her up right here. There's a bunch of grass here she can eat, and then maybe later I'll get her down here. So I'm going to go get the tether and get her taken care of, and then we can go feed the chickens. All right, that should last a few hours. What's Bella doing? I got a potential new sponsor for our channel, for chicken food, actually. I've seen some other homesteads using that brand, and we're trying it out to see how it works for us. So I'll let you know what we think. My first thought is you can tell the difference between this and what we had before from Costco. How do you tell if they love it? They'll eat just about anything. Bella. All right, so one of these gopher traps up in the cottage garden has been tripped. However, it's been tripped a few times the last few days, and I still have not caught anything. Yep. I don't get it. Why is this one so much smarter? So frustrating. So Bill's coming again on Friday. I'm looking forward to that because I've got so much for him to do. So I mentioned in the last video, we're about down to the level needed. There's maybe a couple inches left to go. However, he still has all of this up here. All this is going to be taken down to the same level. And then he can shave off any of this and even head up into this space and start taking dirt out of here. So you may have noticed in the last video when Bill was working the tractor out here, that fence right there had like a screen on it. That was the initial plan to, you know, give us both some privacy, both us and the neighbors, and also to keep their dog that's elderly with bad joints from freaking out whenever Bella or Daisy was over here. However, neither one of us liked the screen solution. It was very heavy, closed off feeling, especially for them. So it's now right here, and I'm gonna figure something else to do with it. So today, Emily and I are renting a trailer, and we're gonna go to Briggs Nursery, which I've taken you there before. It was the drive-through nursery. And we're gonna get a bunch of honeysuckle to go on that fence and fill in that area as fast as possible with something that, you know, it's gonna attract bees, and it's just gonna look a lot softer than that screen. But that's not all we're planning on getting. We're gonna get some more of this Indian laurel to make another hedge on right here in this area. And that's just going to be a screen from the road down there. It has grown pretty quickly in the last year and a half, I think, since we planted it. So I want something that from up here will grow tall enough to cover up those greenhouses, so right about there, but still give us the view above that. And those Indian laurel they will grow as tall as you want, for sure. So we're gonna be leaving here at noon to pick up the trailer, and we'll take you guys with us. A couple days later, and we had a little bit of an issue with some of the footage from the nursery. You didn't miss much, but we got 7 honeysuckles. They're about 5 feet tall. So take a look at what Bill did down here at the bottom of the vegetable garden. All that is reclaimed hillside. The path was about that wide before, and this was all logs, a fence, and hillside. So I had the rail down there that I showed you in the last video, right? So we put the logs, and then he filled the dirt in. So now it comes around this way, and it's gonna come right into our future vineyard here. Did all that in 2 hours. Now he got all the dirt from up here in the front. I had shown you previously that was still all grass. So he dug that out and kept scraping all of this off and pulled it all the way down there. He also cut that in just a little bit more and uncovered a huge stump that's going to have to be ground out. And another thing I just got done in the last hour or so, I got 6 out of the 7 honeysuckle planted, and gopher baskets made for all of them. I thought I made 7 gopher baskets. I only found 6, so I'm not sure if I carried one off and left it somewhere. I'll have to go look. So that's why that one's not planted. I love when such a large amount gets done in such a little bit of time. And I wanted to get those honeysuckles planted today because the next couple of days we've got a lot of rain coming, supposedly. We're talking between 2 and 3 inches over this weekend. So it's going to be kind of a rained out Easter. So I wanted to talk with you guys for a minute about Bella. I mentioned at the beginning of this video a few problems that she is exhibiting that are worrisome, and it's totally my fault. It's not her fault. But over the past couple of months, again, she has been digging. She's been barking in Daisy's face nonstop. When she is put into the pasture, she will find ways to escape the pasture. I have no problem with her and the chickens. She's been great with the chickens, but she's not really with the chickens a lot, or the rabbits. She dug under the egg box in the chicken coop and dug so deep that one of the pylons holding up the cottage wall, one of the pylons holding up the cottage wall was hanging in midair. It had been completely excavated around. She's tearing up things again. And one of the biggest things, though, is she's not doing her job of watching Daisy. She's supposed to be bonded with Daisy and in the pasture with her, and in case anything happens with her, she's there. And unfortunately, 90% of the time, she is somewhere else on the property. She sleeps on the front porch or the deck. She's nowhere near Daisy. She is not following the orders that she knew. When I say sit, she lays down instead. Mainly because I think she knows that when I say sit, I'm about to put her into the pasture. And so it's like protesting dead weight. So Emilie and I had a call with the breeder yesterday, a nice long call. And basically I was told that I did not take the alpha position in a strong enough way. One of the things I always heard about this breed is that they are very headstrong and they know what to do and they don't want you telling them how to do it. I've heard that from multiple people. And so I thought, okay, well, as long as I get her to sit and stay, basic commands, she knows what else to do. The problem is the respect thing wasn't there. She loves me, but she doesn't respect me as the owner of the farm. Sarah, the breeder, said she now is the owner of the farm and we do her bidding, and everything she does is about control. And after looking at it through that lens, it's very plain to see. Right after we got Bella, just a couple of months later, we got Daisy. And between the two, it was building the barn, preparing everything we could for Daisy. And I think Bella and her training kind of got put on the back burner. Again, for the reasons I said, I thought there was minimal to be done. I also think Bella is quite bored and frustrated. You know, Daisy is pretty self-sufficient, even though I would like Bella to look after her, like that's why we got her. And so I have found that when we're not out here, that's when she does most of her destructive work. But we have sheep coming. In fact, one of the ones we're getting was just born, a lamb. And so we've only got a couple of months for that. So to have a guardian dog that is not guarding and would rather hang out with me, which I love. I've always wanted a dog to, go with me in the garden and just kind of sit there as I do my work. And she can still do that. The problem is that has become her primary focus because we didn't really have much else for her to do. So there's a lot of specific direct training that needs to be done in the next couple of months. And it was very laid out very distinctly by Bella's breeder. And so I've got to get on that for the sheep that are coming in 2 months. But also we have something else coming in 2 months. I can't believe I'm going to say this. Okay, so the breeder said one sure cure for the boredom and for a lot of the misbehaving that's being done, a cure would be a second dog, a second Maremma, which I had already thought of because I feel guilty when I have to put her in the pasture and she can't be with me because she lets me know, because she's crying and, probably manipulative tactics, but whatever it is, it works on me. It pulls at my heartstrings. So Bella's breeder has a litter of puppies that is going to be here very shortly and will be able to be brought home in June. Now, it's kind of exciting. I'm excited for Bella that she's going to have a companion. I'm kind of excited for us because we kind of missed the puppy stage. When we got Bella, she was 9 months old already. And Maremma puppies, I'll put one right here. They are just the cutest puppies. But the training has to be done because Bella then has to pass on the training to this new puppy. And you don't want to bring a new puppy into a situation where you've already got a dog that's misbehaving, because guess what? The puppy's going to misbehave too. So within the next couple of months, Bella needs to be trained. We're going to be bringing home sheep and a new puppy. And then a month after that, Daisy goes away to get bread, and she'll be gone for 2 months. Anyway, Bella's a good dog. She just was let down by me. I feel really bad about it. But, you know, when you know better, you do better. And so going forward, I know what to do, and I will make it happen. But right now, I'm getting hungry. And Emilie had made a puff pancake a couple videos back. I showed it. You guys wanted to know how to make it. So I'm going to pass it off to her in the kitchen.
Hi guys! Well, I'm here in the kitchen and I'm going to go ahead and make my puff pancake. I know Brian showed you guys in an earlier video the end product, so I thought I'd go ahead and share it with you. Elliott Homestead is where I got this recipe. You can do it in a big batch, which is how I learned it, which makes a 9x13. I do the smaller one in the 9x9 because I don't go through it that fast. Oven at 400, it's already preheating, and I'm going to stick my casserole dish in there so that way it starts to get hot. So easy to make, and another reason why I like doing the smaller version is because I can do it all in this, which is way easier to clean than my big old blender. So we're going to start with 6 eggs. This is a really good way to use up eggs when you have a lot of them. I just collected 86 eggs from this last week, so this is a really good way to use some of them up. I'm sure you can probably see this is most of the eggs, but they didn't all fit in there, so I actually have another bowl and some in the fridge. Get my flour. Ugh. We're gonna do a half a cup of flour. This is actually a quarter of a cup is what I grabbed, so we're just gonna do 2 of these. Doesn't have to be precise, doesn't have to be leveled off completely. About 1/8 of a cup. This is my quarter cup again. I'm just gonna do half of it of syrup. You can do more or less if you want to. It's how sweet you like it. I don't like super sweet, and Brian tends to do lots of syrup when he eats it already, so he doesn't need a ton in there. We're gonna do 3/4 of a cup of milk. So I'll just do 3 of these so I don't have to dirty. I'm big on not dirtying anything more than I have to since I'm the one that has to wash it. And a pinch of salt. Well, maybe 2. That's it. We're gonna put our blade on. Oh, and before we do that, before we blend it, we're gonna put some butter in the dish so we can get it melted. It's to your preference. I even learned it on Elliott. She said you can do anything from 2 to 10 tablespoons. I just kind of do a chunk. I just do a chunk, kind of like 2 tablespoons-ish. I'm just gonna throw it in there and let's start melting. So we're just waiting for the butter to melt, and I'll go ahead and start putting my stuff away. Okay, I think our butter is done. Open it up. Yep, nice and bubbly. Just gonna give it a little shimmy. And then we're just gonna pour it into our pan. And it's anything from 15 to 20 minutes, depending on your oven and how it goes. I've learned mine is 19 exactly. Seems to be the perfect spot. So I'll set my timer. And I'll see you in 19 minutes. All right, buzzer's off. Here we go. All done. Like I said, super easy, really good. All right. There we go.
Hot, but really good.
All right, Brian approved.
All right, guys. I gotta get ready for the rain. I'll see you next time.